All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at an extra demand problem here. So here's a scenario. We're going to graph and verbally describe what would happen to the demand for Pepsi if the price of Coke skyrockets, and why. So by why, I want you to go ahead and tell me that determinant. So first thing we need to do is go ahead and graph our original demand curve. So we have our y-axis and our x-axis. We have price represented by the variable P. On your y-axis, you have quantity, which is represented by the variable Q. On your x-axis, and we're looking at the market for Pepsi, so we're looking at quantity of Pepsi. Okay, so we need to be sure that we put in there that we're looking at the quantity of Pepsi, because that's our market we're looking at. And then finally we have a downward sloping demand curve, which we will just label D. So our next step is we want to figure out what is the determinant. So Coke and Pepsi are related goods, and therefore we're going to go ahead and write our determinant as related goods. And we also know that these are substitutes for each other. So now we have to figure out what happens to the demand for Pepsi, and then we're going to go ahead and graph our new demand curve. So the price of Coke is skyrocketing. So what's going to happen is, because the price of Coke is skyrocketing, they're going to switch over to buying Pepsi. So therefore, the demand for Pepsi is going to go up. So we're going to go ahead and draw our new demand curve. Remember, the demand curve is going to shift to the right because we have an increase in demand, and increases to the right. We go ahead and call that D1. We draw our arrow to show that rightward shift, and you have a complete problem and answer.